Hey, 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 peace and love. Sister Zinga here for Talk About It Tuesdays on the platform of Flowing and Growing. I just want to reiterate again that I had to change the name from Think It Ain't Illegal Yet to Flowing Growing. The Think It Ain't Illegal Yet is still going to be my platform because of the wording, the THINK. We don't ever want to forget that we're going to be taking hold of and implementing new knowledge. So we're going to take hold of and implement new knowledge. That's THINK, think. So we're not going to put that as our platform, and definitely we're heading our way to emancipating yourself from mental slavery. So today we're going to talk about a couple subjects here, but I just want you to pay attention to where I am today. I'm back into the beautiful paradise, place that really makes me very happy. And when you get a chance, zoom in on that tree that's over there. Look at the roots of that tree. I love it here. It's a very beautiful tree. Look how it's growing and the roots are going on and so forth. And hopefully you can hear my voice because we have the beautiful the little waterfalls behind us. It's a little small waterfall, but it's nice. And then it was sunny right here today because we haven't had sun in a couple of days. So I said, I'm coming out here in the sun today and just do this for sure. So I'm going to talk about just some basic things. Because don't forget, think it ain't illegal yet. I'm going to keep reminding you of that. So we're going to give you some things today to make you think. Okay, just kind of imagine this. The world was very open. There were animals on the land. There were people. Everybody kind of lived in harmony. Every creature on earth pretty much has a role. You know, like the spiders eat the ants. Okay, and then the ants eat the leaves. Different animals eat different animals. And so there is an order. And so really everything on earth right now is living according to, I guess we would say, God's given order, for the universe put in place. But the only people who are out of order right now are humans. The only creature out of order right now are humans. Because there is a cycle that we're supposed to be doing, and we're not passing on that cycle. We're not doing it because someone else has come and has taken the natural things that have been left for us because there was a system in place for us to survive. There was a system in place for us to be able to eat the berries from the trees, eat the fruits that bear, the animals, the species, the fish. Excuse me, everything had an order as far as how you ate it and how you took care of it. When we needed to build a house, we would cut down some of the trees to build a house. When we needed skin for clothing, we would take and get the skin from the animals and for our clothing. So there was an order, and definitely progress is good. So I'm not saying that we should not have progress, but we have progress in a way where some are progressing and some are not. And so this group of people has taken all these things in nature, which are all the minerals that's in the earth. Taking the mahogany trees, to make beautiful furniture, the food that grows, all this type of way that people used to live in the natural state, where everything that you needed was right there for you. They took it and they kind of pretty much they bottled it. Excuse me. So no longer do people grow their own food, because everybody really could grow their own food. No longer do people take their furniture and make their own furniture. There's nothing wrong with buying some manufacturing, but it's good to be able to have that ability if you live this way, that you could go and you could make your own furniture. Excuse me, I apologize. So it's like everything has been bottled. So they took the water. We have to pay for water now. We used to be able to get our own water, just go to the stream to get our own water. And so I'm not trying to say for us to live in prehistoric kind of times. Excuse me, I apologize. But this is live. I want to continue going, so I apologize. And I'm out here by the river, and I don't have any water. But you know what I do have? This is what I was eating out here. Let me just take a moment and enjoy my papaya and my pineapple here. I was just enjoying some fresh fruits before I started the video. And this is fresh pineapple. It tastes really good, nice and sweet. And so did the papaya. So let's just put some more moisture back into my throat, and I apologize. But this is live, though. I'm just keeping it real. So I'm not saying that there's not room for progress, but it's in everything that we need now, plus furniture, clothing, and things like that we have to go to these people to get it. I mean, and small businesses are still doing some of their own things, but for the most part, Like, I mean, like take African clothing, for instance. Now the Chinese man's making African clothing, the Indian man making African clothing. I mean, so everything that we have come up with, you know, they've kind of taken away. So again, I was saying that these people have bottled up things, and now for the most part, whatever you need, you have to go to them for it. And that's how they have created this society. And they make you think that whatever you was doing before, the old way you were doing it, because, you know, different cultures have different ways of doing things. So whatever way they was doing before, they make you feel like that these things are not really good. That you should be doing it their way. Even when they come and colonize the people, they just kind of come and tell me, no, this is what you're doing is not good. We're here to help you. We're here to, you know, think that we're here to make you better. And ultimately what they're doing is they're just robbing and raping your land and changing your idea and trying to get you to be able to think like them. So again, in society now that we have this cookie cutter kind of a life, that, you know, this is the new style for this is the new style for that, that then you don't have any flexibility to be able to think. And even when it comes to schools, I don't want to get off the tangent a little bit, but, you know, when it comes to the schools, now what they do is the teacher comes and tells you, you know, this. And what you have to do is you have to remember what she says, because on the test, there's no room for any other innovation. There's no room for asking questions or anything. It's just, this is what I told you. It's like, I guess they call that rote teaching. This is what I told you, and then you have to remember exactly that, and you have to regurgitate that back to give it a test. But who's that say that you learned anything? But anyway, just getting back to society and the way they have got everything got cookie cutter. This is the new style for this is the new style for that, and this is what everybody does. And so this is how they're able to to predict the reality about how much money they're going to make for these various things, because they already know that, you know, you're going to pay. This is how you buy with your cable. This is how you shop with your food. Because, you know, when we do these things on the credit cards, and you can say that you can pay your bills online. You can put your stuff in categories, and this is your shopping, this is your purchases, this is this, that, and other. That information that you put in there is not just for you. Think about that. Think, it ain't illegal yet. The information there that you are collecting to make it look like it's easy for you, but they are also collecting this information so they can know and determine that this many people are going to be doing this many people are going to be doing that. That's real, y'all. You should really think about the concept. It makes sense. They're not doing this stuff just for a show. They're not doing anything to entertain us. They're not doing anything to help us. It's really to help themselves. So all the information that you're inputting in your cell phone a lot of times, and especially your personal information, you know, you go on Facebook and say, this person is my sister, this is my brother, this is my cousin, this is my this. Why do you have to have that information there? So again, they're collecting information. So the bottom line, what I want to tell you, that it would be so nice if they would just allow the different cultures to do different things the way they do it, as long as it's getting done to their particular needs and be able to create their own narratives. Then why shouldn't that be? But they just want to be in control. They just really want to be in control. So we have to continue to think, and with these trends and these styles, we have to say that no, maybe that's not really good for me. I mean, because if you look at certain styles now, I'm going to take a thong, for instance. Okay, if you see a white woman in a thong, you look like a white woman in a thong, you're pretty much seeing her back. You put a sister in a thong, it's a whole different scenario. You know, so they make it think that this is okay for us to do this, but that's not for us. You know, that's my opinion, I don't think it's for us. Because they create these things, and then when we use them, it's a different narrative that's projected out there. Because it definitely looks different, it's worn different, and, you know, the body shapes are definitely different, and so it's a different scenario, it's a different narrative of what you're looking at when you see these particular objects. So I'm just giving you bits and pieces of things because I do want you to think, and take this information, take a hold of some information I've had, and implement it. Because when it comes to things that the society may decide, okay, this is a new style. Like wearing tights, wearing the tight style clothing now. You know, different races of people have different shapes and different shapes. And sometimes what looks good on one person is not look good on the next. And so they will project and say, okay, this is the new style, and everybody put it on. So you got Rebecca putting it on, you got Caroline putting it on, then you got Shaniqua putting it on, and so forth and so on. But these things are going to look different on these different people. And so when it comes to us, because we're more voluptuous, you know, they're saying that, oh, we're so sexy, we're so this or the other, but they're saying it in a negative kind of way, that we're in a negative way, that we're projecting ourselves sexually. But that's not, we're just wearing the clothes like everybody else. It's just the way it looks on our body, it projects a different image than it does on other people's things. So I'm not going to get too much into that, because what people choose to wear is really their personal business. But I just want you to understand how some of the things that society does. You have to really think about how this reflects upon you. You know, and is this really for you? And don't just go along with it just because they say this is the new, this or that. You know, because everything that they say is in this American dream, it's not really our dream. This American dream is not really for us. Haven't you seen that over the years that we've been here for over 400 years? And haven't you seen all those years that certain things have been done to us as a people? All the names that have been given to us as a people? What other race of people? Okay, now the latest thing is African American. Don't call me no African American. I'm an African born in America. What other races of people have that slash in between their name? Are they German Americans? Are they Chinese Americans? Oh, they call Latin Americans, you know, but they're just like us. They let them do that to us. Every group of people belongs to a landmass. So when German people come here, they come here and live in America. You know, they're still German. They still claim that. You know, what do we claim? You know, we do now claim, you know, Africa, but you know, even that they changed the name of that. The name of that country is not Africa. So that's even something that was changed. So they're giving us things, but and the problem is that we are accepting them, because we just recently celebrated Martin Luther King's birthday, and Martin Luther King has done some wonderful things for us as a people. But what are some things that Martin Luther King woke up to and realized that it's not so much about me trying to get my daughter to sit down and have lunch with their daughter, and he realized that in the end that really was not a good idea for us. That was not a good look, and it was not a good narrative for us to be in. But you never ever hear anything about that. Only thing you hear is about that he said, I have a dream, and such and such, and then they killed him because he was going along. He didn't realize that what he was doing was not really helpful to us as a people in the long run. And so when he would start changing his mind, what they do? They killed the brother. But again, they only given us part of the story. So if you listen to this, do the research on the later years of Martin Luther King, his ideology, the later years of his life, and you'll see that he wasn't for all the just turning the cheek kind of a thing. He woke up. He woke up and realized, oh wait a minute, no, that's not really a good idea. Okay, and you can look at other things like I think like the week before last I talked about words. And just look at that word minority. Think about it, y'all. Think about it. Are we really the minority? People of color are not the minority in this world. There are much more people in this world of color than there is not. But this is a word that they have given us, and it makes us think, you know, minor, that we're less than, and we accept it. We start organizations, the minority this, the minority that, or we, you know, get into groups and talk about this minority thing, and we're not. That's a narrative that they created. The same way that they created this, the narrative for this thing called the projects. The project. That's where a lot of us live in. It really was a project. They took the women there, they put them in these little houses, give them a little welfare check, but the man couldn't be there. No, they didn't want the man into the household. They wanted to break up the family. And so women went along with that, and they accepted that. They lived in these houses, even though, you know, sisters, they always snuck their brother in, and even though, you know, sometimes you see it on TV, they would, you know, get rid of all their little good appliances and, you know, and tuck them away, because when people come, they think we're not supposed to have good things like that. And these people really do think that. You know, so that's another thing that we living in the projects. Wow. And it really became a project because a lot of things, you know, came out of that. A lot of bad things. You know, living in those type of quarters, and you have different people living in under certain conditions. It really wasn't a good look for us. But again, it's another thing that we have let them do. keep the man out. No more family dinners. We used to have the family together to sit down on Sundays and say, let's all eat together. We'd go to Big Mama's house, or either just within your own thing, you would have to sit down and have a family dinner. No matter who was there, if the parents, whichever parent was there with the children, there's still a time that you sit down and you have conversations with your family. And we need to think about this and the importance, because with the way things are going, everybody has to work in some scenarios, and most of the people are working. And so when you sit down and have dinner, that's the only time that you can really be able to have some dialogue. Well, how was your day? How did things go at work? Or if the children, how did they do at school? What's going on? Any projects? Talk about things. And we don't do that anymore. People just go grab something to eat, grab a sandwich, and sit down on the couch and eat it, go in your bedroom and eat it. We have to really think about what's going on in society and really think that, wow, do I really do that? No, that's not really good for me. I wanna be able to talk to my children. I don't want to just give them the tablet and they just sit there and they grew up in your room relaxing, and they're downstairs on their tablets. So there's so many things for us to think about, and I really just want to emphasize that really my platform is for you to think. It ain't illegal yet, and that's really to take hold of and implement new knowledge. So I just really would like for you to consider that. I could go on and on, but I'm just doing a little bit at a time, especially I'm having issues with my with my throat, excuse me, out here. And thank you for joining me again. Please share, please like, and please subscribe. And I'm going to be, everybody who subscribes, I will be adding you to my Facebook page. It's a private group, and it's just for people here that interact here. If it's something you'd like for me to talk about, please mention that there. But please work on emancipating yourself from mental slavery, because none but ourselves can free our minds. None but ourselves can free our minds. And that's what I asked you. Remember I talked about the 3 C's last time? Did you make a choice to take a chance? Or you didn't make no changes? Did you make changes or no? Huh? But remember the 3 C's, you have to make a choice, to make a change, to take a chance, and then either if you did it, you're going to get a change. If you didn't, you're not going to get no change. So listen, I'm going to go for now, y'all. Peace and love. I'm going to try to get the cameras out to show you just a little bit more of this beautiful view that I have down here, and I'm along the riverside here in, excuse me, here in Bullet Tree. All right. Blessings of love. Peace, everybody.